Hello everyone. I continue experimenting with the Battle of Clans project. I create a simulated world with my own rules. This world is inhabited by organisms with randomly generated genomes. Those organisms evolve through mutations and natural selection. Evolution causes environmental change, which in turn causes organisms to evolve again. The primal focus of this project is observing not the evolution of particular organisms, but the development of the ecosystem as a whole. To achieve a stable and self-sustaining ecosystem, organisms should complement each other, not just evolve. Other way they will just extinct. Let's start our simulation. I promised to make a video about worlds dominated by nomadic organisms, but it turned out such worlds are not that rare. Plenty of simulations ended this way. I'll make a video about it next time. Today we will have a brief review of a stable world, dominated by superorganisms, nomads, and colonies. Superorganisms and organisms with green cells, responsible for generating new energy in the world. They try to occupy all the available space. Superorganisms covered half of the world with a web of excess energy. At the current stage of the world's development, excess energy is utilized by wave organisms. The wave organisms are a type of superorganisms that consist of red and blue cells and are responsible for absorbing energy and organic matter from the soil. Wave organisms die after absorbing all available resources from the soil. This behavior gives the organism the appearance of a moving wave. Now we can observe the emergence of the first colonies. Colonies are closed ecosystems, consisting of a large variety of small organisms. Colonies can produce excess resources and utilize them. Excess energy is painted light blue on the map, and excess organic matter is light orange. There is a lot of interesting stuff running inside colonies, but it is hard to observe. Usually, I run a simulation continuously for many days and take a screenshot each 50 steps. And 50 steps are roughly equal to the life cycle of a colonial organism. The colonial organisms have a high mutation rate because they are born quick and die fast. Maybe one day I will make a video entirely about colonies. But right now I'm more interested in observing the development of the ecosystem as a whole. At the current stage, the world is pretty stable. There are a lot of free space for superorganisms. Their excess is consumed by wave organisms. Most colonies produce excess organic matter, which again gets consumed by wave organisms. But the world is changing slowly. Evolution and mutation never stop, so a new species emerges. Here we can see organisms, which grow at straight angles. Also, there are a lot of relatively tiny superorganisms. Their exact origin is not quite clear, but it seems when a bunch of superorganisms occupy the same territory, they prevent each other from growing. A large amount of tiny superorganisms is capable of covering more space than one big superorganism. This is an advantage. Once a superorganism frees up space, it quickly gets filled by tiny superorganisms. And superorganisms can't grow without free space. Thus, tiny organisms quickly displaced superorganisms from almost the entire surface of the world. Free space is also required by wave organisms, which means they have to compete with tiny organisms for it. Over time, the population of wave organisms began to decline rapidly. Now there's nobody to consume excess energy and organic matter. This results in the soil oversaturation. This is when natural selection comes into play. It's become beneficial to have red and blue cells. So organisms with such mutations are supported by natural selection. The nomads began to appear, but they were unable to keep up with the soil saturation. Tiny superorganisms are closing fast, leaving no space for nomads to move. In different corners of the world, tiny superorganisms with blue and red cells started to appear. This combination is a very good mutation. But there is an even better mutation. It's not just evolution, it's revolution. The new organism destroyed all the tiny organisms in a very short period of time and then practically disappeared. A new age has begun. There is a lot of free space. Standard superorganisms which manage to survive have begun a new cycle of growth. The nomads started collecting resources in the open spaces. The area of the colonies is gradually growing. Huge reserves of energy and organics accumulate inside the colonies, and nomads break in from time to time to dispose of all the resources. To some extent, this is beneficial to both. This allows nomads to survive a period when there are few resources in the rest of the territory. Colonies get rid of the excesses, which they themselves do not have time to dispose of. But this time is different. The nomads did not just dispose of all the excesses, they destroyed most of the species inhabiting the colonies. A red and blue plague swept through the colonies. The area occupied by the colonies has decreased dramatically. However, some of the species inhabiting the colonies easily survived the invasion of the nomads and continued to do their work. The reasons why some species survive and others die are often not so obvious. Evolution often finds paradoxical solutions. The surviving colonial organisms have practically incorporated nomads into their colonies, and now the nomads are engaged in excesses disposal work there. Superorganisms complete their cycle and free up the territory, and now the nomads can clean it of excess energy and organic matter. But this time, not a single nomad came out. It's quite funny. All the nomads are locked inside the colonies and do their work there. But in the next cycle, everything will return back to normal. Let's review this world's development. At first, the world was dominated by superorganisms and wave organisms. The former produced the energy, the latter consumed the excesses. Then there was an age of tiny superorganisms. Wave organisms were replaced by the nomads. This age concluded in the first great extinction. All the tiny organisms have gone extinct and the giant superorganisms have regained their dominance along with the nomads. During this era, the second great extinction occurred, during which most of the colonies died. The nomads partially integrated into the colonies. The ecosystem found a stable state and did not change again until the end of the simulation. But what happens if we continue the simulation further? How long could stability last, when the ecosystem is inhabited by ever-changing organisms? After all, evolution never stops. And without it, the world is doomed. I demonstrate this in my video about the simplest model of natural selection. It doesn't include external factors like volcanoes or meteorites. Life itself in the process of life activity changes the environment, which is what was the focus of this project. That is, perhaps life is doomed to periodic restructuring when the entire ecosystem is rebuilt in search of a new stable state. Write your thoughts in the commentaries. And, do I need to make a boring, technical video describing the principles of the simulation? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Special thanks to all my patrons on Patreon. Till next time.